So class, in this video, I want to go through three different types of brands. Okay, the first one, national brands. Okay, these are owned and initiated by national manufacturers or companies that provide services. So these are very large manufacturers or service providers. Okay, the majority of sales for most categories of consumer goods are going to come from national brands. What are some examples? Hershey's, Ford, Wells Fargo, Aflac, okay? These are the company names that everybody recognizes. Hershey's is a world leader, okay, in the consumer good of chocolate and candies, okay? Ford, automobiles, Wells Fargo, banking, Aflac, insurance, okay? These national brands, they have a large reach, okay? They generally are very profitable, well-established companies, okay? And they generate a lot of sales. Okay, now the second type are private distributor brands. Okay, these are developed and owned by wholesalers and retailers. Note the national brands. These are the manufacturers. The national brands are the manufacturers. Those are the companies that are actually making the product. The private distributors, these are the wholesalers and retailers that are selling what the manufacturer makes to the customer. Okay, so they're kind of the person in the middle between the company that makes the product and the person that buys the product. Okay, the manufacturer name generally is not on the product at all. What's going to be on the product is the wholesaler or the retailer's name. Okay, now these private distributor brands, they're popular with consumers. Why? Because they provide similar quality, okay, to the national brands, but at lower prices. Okay, so some examples here. Sears. Sears is a retailer. You can go into a Sears store and you can buy lots of different products. So Sears has their own private brand, their private distributor brand of Craftsman tools. Sears does not make the tools, okay? But Sears has their brand on it, okay? And that's what the customer sees when they buy it. Walmart, great value, okay? So when you go in, you could have Folgers coffee that you could buy. That would be a national brand. Or you could buy the Walmart Great Value brand. That's a private distributor brand. That's Walmart having their name on it. Okay, Target, they have their Up and Up private distributor brand. Okay, so difference between national and private distributor. The national is the manufacturer, okay? The private distributor is the wholesaler or the retailer, okay? And the manufacturer doesn't show up on the product when the customer goes to buy it. Now our third brand are generic brands, okay? These are the products that do not carry any company's identity. They don't have a company identified as, let me backphrase that. They don't have a manufacturer's name on it. They don't have a retailer's name on it. They don't have a wholesaler's name on it, okay? All the packaging does, it just describes what the product is, okay? So why would you buy the generic brands? Price, okay? Generally, your generic brands are going to be up to 30 to 50% cheaper than your national brands and 10 to 15% cheaper than private distributor brands. Okay? How are they so much cheaper? They're not heavily advertised. You're never going to see advertisements for just sweet peas or just plain vanilla ice cream. Okay, you're going to see advertisements on TV for Breyer's ice cream, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, okay, all the different brands, national brands that you can buy. Okay, but because these generic brands aren't advertised, they can be sold at lower prices. Okay. Now, I think a common thing is people associate generic brands with lower quality. That's not necessarily true. Okay, really the only defining characteristic of generic brands is the labeling or the packaging has no descriptions of whose brand it is. It doesn't say the retailer, it doesn't say the wholesaler, it doesn't say the manufacturer. Okay, so that's what generic brands are.